I mean, come on. But with so much fame and success, who was the man behind the news, the movies, and the music? We're joined by his longtime friend, Schilling, to find out. Cherry, what a privilege and a treat to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
So excited to have
Thank
you on.
you. Morning. It's
Good morning.
to have you.
Yeah.
I mean, go back, when did you first meet Elvis? How old were you and where was it?
I was 12 years old, living in North Memphis, and they had played the record the first time the night before. And it was basically a rhythm and blues station. And so Dewey Phillips said, "This is a boy from Humes High," which racially said he wasn't black because he was doing blues. I mean, he was doing rhythm and blues. And I'd been listening to rhythm and blues since I was 10. So I don't know. Then they came down to the interview because the lights kept coming up wanting, Dewey to play it more. And Elvis does an interview. He doesn't know he's doing the interview. He's waiting for Dewey to start, but Dewey was so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a big James Dean fan. And Elvis had that rebel kind of James Dean. And being a good little Catholic boy, I go to bed and I go, Elvis said, God, the neighborhood's not that big. I'd like to meet this guy from Humes High. Because my mother had gone to Humes High.
Yeah.
I had cousins there in the same grade with Elvis.
Yeah.
I go to the park the next day in Memphis, very poor neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 5 older guys. And they didn't have, Elvis was so unpopular, they didn't have enough people to get a football game. So one of the guys knew my older brother, said, "Jerry, you want to play with us?" And I go, "God, that West's a big football player." I said, "Yeah." And we go into the huddle, and I realized my quarterback was Elvis.
Presley.
So you was a fan of Elvis before he was really,
I'm
really
an original
famous.
fan. Yeah, before he had a hit record.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know the inner circle was kind of called the Memphis Mafia,
Yeah.
and you was in that. What was it
Yeah.
like to be part of? Like you're there, you're experiencing what he's experiencing. What was that like to be part of the group?
I mean, he took me on a great ride, but, we would go into Vegas before he was performing there. He loved other artists. He liked to see shows. So we'd go in a limousine, we'd have,
Which one are you?
Black.
Where are you in these pictures?
so this is me.
Oh, okay.
I always learned to stand right behind Elvis there and never edit you out. Yeah, this is
Two guys like, you going in?
that's Red Wesley I was talking about, and his father up there, and yeah. So that brings back a lot of memories.
What was it like when he first became famous and you were his friend? Did you know he had it to start with, and did the level of fame surprise him? Was he surprised by how big he got?
I think so, for sure. And it was, it was so different. We know the process nowadays of rock stars,
Sure.
and how people develop and all that. There were no blueprints at that point, so we didn't know what was happening. So Elvis, the people that he knew before, in general, high school, me, whatever, he wanted to surround himself with people he trusted.
Yeah.
And so we went through that, and it was we forget, everybody loves Elvis now, thank God, and thank Elvis, but a lot of people didn't,
Because he was the rebel and because he was so
rebel.
risque. And...
Yes,
Yeah.
and nobody was used to it. Parents were afraid of him, politicians said, we're not going to have him.
Amazing.
And he never rebutted. He just did his music,
Yeah.
did what he did, and the world came to love him.
He was very loyal though as a friend, wasn't he? Was he quite a generous man to you all as well?
Well, I lived at Graceland for 10 years.
Did you?
And
Did you have to pay a bit of rent?
No.
Very generous.
Yeah. And
Did you
the home,
stay there for free?
and the home
15 years?
and the home I live in today, he bought me in '74.
Oh my God.
I'm the only person outside of his immediate family he bought a home for.
Wow.
And it's in California. I laughingly call it Graceland West.
But you never called it Graceland, though, did you?
No, the house.
You called it the house.
When we were, Elvis bought it in '57, and you know, we play football, and he would say, "Yeah, that's great."
He's so handsome, and he's so handsome.
And come out to the house tonight. Yeah, we never called it Graceland.
Joey, what was it like to go through the ups and downs and when his health wasn't that good? And I mean, it must have been heartbreaking as a friend, like an old friend, to see, you know, to see him. And then the '68 comeback special was like, you know, that definitive concert. We just saw a bit of it there. It must have been so uplifting, the highs and the lows.
You know, that's a great question. And we did go through highs and lows. We laughed, we had fun, and we cried, and we hugged. All of us guys, not just me. But, you know, I think the lows, my friend was a genius. And periods of his life, he was given mediocre work, and he wanted to stretch, and he wanted to do a Stars tour with Barbra Streisand. And I don't think you can take a genius and have them just do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I lost my friend at an early age because of creative disappointment. Even with all the great success that he had, that caused other problems.
Yeah.
But that was the cause of the problems, in my humble estimation.
Yeah.
That must have been so difficult when he died for you and everyone.
I couldn't believe it. You know, I just, he was used to me coming in and every once in a while leaving because I wanted to learn film editing, then I wanted to learn the road. And I had left in '76. When I leave, I still spent weekends with him and whatever. If I would have known that I was going to lose him, that the world was going to lose him, I would not have left in '76 to be the Beach Boys manager. Which I'm still
Which you're
doing.
still are. And tell us about this show, The Very Best of Elvis in Concert, with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So, how does it work?
Well, it's really great. I was, I co-hosted with Priscilla here about 4 years ago. And then I did one in Australia about 7 years ago. And I'm a behind-the-scenes guy. So I was nervous wreck to go on and host and, you know, introduce certain things. I have to say, from touring with Elvis hundreds and hundreds of dates for years, this show, the audience, it is the same as being on tour with Elvis. The audience reaction, I mean, the last one I did, we closed here at the O2 4 years ago, and there was nothing but standing ovations. I mean, it was...
So this is going to be like the closest you're going to get to Elvis by coming to watch this show?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. Wow. I get chill
You're not doing
thinking
all the
about...
dates though, are you? You're doing a few of the dates?
I'm doing most of them. I'm doing Birmingham tomorrow, Manchester the next day, Leeds 2 days after, and then Halloween we will be here at the O2. So, you know, it's such an honor.
Well, listen, Joe, we can speak to you all day, honestly. I'm so sorry we ran out of time, but thanks so much for coming and reminiscing with us.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Good luck with the show.
Than's for having me.
The Very Best of Elvis in Concert, live on screen with the Royal Philharmonic, kicks off today. Tickets are available now. Thanks for meeting, Joe.
So lovely to meet you. Thank you. Coming up, Phil has the perfect hump day treat, serving his ultimate sausage roll next.
And it's one of our Strictly favourites, Judge Anton DeBeck is on the sofa. We'll see you after this.
Easing into mornings, Ninja Foodie Stay Sharp Knives sponsors This Morning.